Next, we will do problem based on the spherical charge distribution. Question 1 is, the given graph shows variations with distance r from center. First, electric field due to a uniformly charged spherical shell, potential due to uniformly charged spherical shell. Option C is electric field due to a uniformly charged sphere, and D is potential due to the uniformly charged sphere. Here we have two configurations. One is the shell. Shell is a hollow sphere and the charge is distributed over its surface. Another configuration is the sphere in which charge is distributed over its volume. That means it is a non-conducting sphere. And suppose charge on this shell is Q and R. Q is the charge and R is the radius. Similarly, charge on the sphere is Q and radius is capital R. Here Q is distributed over the surface and in sphere Q is distributed over its volume. And we have already derived the relation for electric field and potential for shell and sphere. This relation are E equal to 0 for R less than capital R. That means inside the shell electric field is 0 and it is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by small r when R is greater than or equal to capital R. Similarly, potential for the shell is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by capital R for R less than or equal to capital R. That means potential inside the shell will be same as on the surface and it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by small r for R greater than capital R. Similarly, we have derived the relation for which you can see our earlier videos. The field at the for the sphere, this is the non-conducting sphere. In non-conducting sphere, charge will be distributed over its volume. If sphere is a conducting, then charge will be on the surface in electrostatic condition. So non-conducting sphere E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught QR, that is small r, by capital R cube. This is the field when R is less than or equal to capital R. And it is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Here it is also R square when R is greater than capital R. This is the electric field due to a non-conducting sphere. Similarly, potential is this is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 3R square minus R square divided by 2R cube. This is the potential for R less than or equal to capital R and it is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R when R is greater than capital R. So these are the formula for electric and potential which we have already derived. Now graph is shown that from 0 to R0, R0 is the radius. The graph is constant. This graph is showing constant and after that it decreases. If we draw the graph of the electric for the shell, this graph will be, and this is the potential, this is E, this is R, this is V, this is small r. Here is it is capital R, here radius is taken R0, we are considering it is capital R. And now we draw the graph. The graph will be for the spherical shell, electric field will be 0 for region R less than small r. So it is having some maximum value as capital R. The graph will be in this way. It is 0 up to R and at R value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. So dark circle shows this value is included and here this open circle is showing the value is not included. That means at R equal to capital R, the value is this. That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by capital R square. And after that, it is decreasing as per the function inversely proportional to R square. So this is the graph for the electric field. And potential is, we are seeing this potential is constant for R less than equal to capital R. So it is a constant value, and after that it decreases. And now V is inversely proportional to 1 by R. Similarly, if we draw the graph for a sphere, this graph is actually, this is R, and this y-axis is showing the electric field, and here electric field is proportional to small r, that is distance from the center. So graph will be straight line up to capital R, and after that for r greater than capital R, the electric field is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. Then that means it is, the graph is like this. Here E is proportional to 1 by r square, and in this region E is proportional to r. And for potential, if we draw the graph, this is r, y-axis is v, and on axis we take a point that represents the radius of the sphere. At r value, after r value decreases with v proportional to 1 by r, and before that from 0 to capital R, the potential is showing q into 3r square minus r square by 2r cube. Here it is a quadratic equation, because in quadratic equation is like y square equal to 4ax. So here this y equal to some coefficient, and it is a minus x square. That means it is a parabolic equation, and coefficient of r square is minus. That means it is a parabola with downward opening. So graph will be like this. This is the graph of the potential. Now we compare these graphs with the given graph. Given graph match with the value of the potential for a spherical cell. Therefore, we can say option B is the correct option. Question number 2. In uniformly charged sphere of total charge Q and radius R, the electric field E is plotted as a function of distance from the center. The graph which would correspond to the above will be. We have already done this in question number 1, that E for a charge sphere. Now this charge sphere, it means it is a non-conducting sphere and charge is distributed over its volume. Then E will be equal to, for non-conducting sphere, here charge will be distributed over the volume of the sphere, and electric field, which we have already derived in earlier videos, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q r by capital R cube when r is less than equal to capital R, and it is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square when r is greater than capital R. In this first case, E is proportional to R. R is the distance of the point from the charge Q, that is, which is at the center, that is the center of the sphere. So this is the equation of a straight line. And for R is greater than capital R, here electric field is proportional to 1 by R square. So it decreases with increasing the radius or distance of the point from the center of the sphere. Hence, if we draw the graph will be, this is the R on x-axis, and on y-axis we take E, and a point taken on the x-axis as at a point which is at the surface of the sphere, which will be at a distance r from the center, and maximum value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. Now the graph will be as per the question. This is for E proportional to R for R less than equal to capital R, and after that it is decreases as per the E proportional to 1 by R square. So now we compare this graph. The option C is the correct option. Next, question 3 is, a thin spherical shell of radius R has charge Q spread uniformly over its surface. Which of the following graph most closely represents the electric field ER produced by the shell in the range where R is greater than equal to 0 and less than X, where r is the distance of the center of the distance from the center of the cell. Here we can consider this as infinity. Now in this case, which we have already discussed in question number 1, that spherical shell has the charge distributed on its surface. That means there is no charge inside the shell, and as per Gauss law, electric field will be 0 inside the shell. Therefore, if we draw the graph of electric field with the distance from the center, we know E equal to 0 for r less than capital R, and 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square for r greater than equal to capital R. This we have already derived, for which you can see our videos. Here we see that from center of the circle, this is the center of the circle, say O, and at the surface, which is at a distance r, if we draw the graph, at r we have the maximum value, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square, and from 0 to r field is 0, and after the capital R, that means for r is greater than capital R, it decreases with inversely proportional as r square, 1 by r square. Therefore, if we draw this graph, the graph will be, it is 0 up to r, and at r its value becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square, and after that it decreases as per the relation E proportional to 1 by r square. Here we have unfilled circle, we are using this unfilled circle, and at this point we are using the filled circle. It refers that at point r equal to capital R, this point is not included in the range of the electric field, and the value included is this filled circle. That means value of field at the point r equal to capital R is actually this value. So the graph shown in the option is A. So correct option is the A. Question number 4. A thin spherical conducting shell of radius r has charge q. Another charge q is placed at the center of the cell. The electrostatic potential at point P, which is at a distance r by 2 from the center of the shell, is. And this is a very simple question. This is the spherical shell. It is a thin, that means inner portion of this cell is empty. It has charge q, which is distributed over its surface because it is a conducting shell, so charge lie on the outer surface. Another charge q is placed at the center, so this is a center, here charge q is placed. We have to find the electrostatic potential at a point P. Suppose there is a point P which is at a distance r by 2, while the radius of the spherical shell is capital R. At point P, potential will have two components. One of the potential is due to the charge q, and another is the potential due to the charge small q, which is distributed over its surface. If we check the potential due to the capital Q, it is a charge which is placed at the center, and at a distance capital R by 2, the potential will be, because Q is a point charge, therefore we can write it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, charge is Q and distance is R by 2. We know formula for point charges, V is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r, where q is the charge and r is the distance of the point where we have to find the potential V. Similarly, plus, now we have to find the charge potential due to the small charge q, which is distributed over the spherical shell. We have already discussed that for a spherical shell, if we draw the graph the potential with r, the graph is like, first it remains constant and then it reduces with the value 1 by r, V proportional to 1 by r, here V is constant. And this constant value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by radius of the shell. So using this formula, the potential inside the spherical shell will be equal to the potential at the surface. So we can write potential at point P due to the charge on the surface of the shell, it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. It will be equal to the potential which is at the surface. For surface, we can consider this charge Q concentrated at the center, and from center, the potential at a distance R will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by capital R. Now we will add them. Therefore, we will get Q by 2Q by, this 2 will come in numerator, 2Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R plus, and another is Q by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R. Now, checking the given options, we see option C is the correct option. Next question is, two spherical conductors A and B of radius 1 millimeter and 2 millimeter are separated by a distance of 5 centimeter and are uniformly charged. If spheres are connected by a conducting wire in equilibrium condition, the ratio of the magnitude of electric field at the surfaces of A and B is. Suppose this is the spherical conductor A and another is a spherical conductor B. The radius are 1 millimeter and radius of another conductor B is 2 millimeter. And these are uniformly charged. They are connected by a conducting wire. This is the conducting wire, and under equilibrium condition, the flow of the charge will stop, and this static condition states that potential of A equal to potential of B. That means potential at the surface of the conductor A should equal to potential at the surface of conductor B to get the equilibrium condition. We know for a spherical conductor, the potential at the surface is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. If charge is Q, it is Q by R, capital R, that is the radius of the sphere. And field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by capital R square, considering the charge is concentrated at the center of the sphere. That means we can write here E equal to V by R. Using these two expressions, we can find this value E equal to V by R. Therefore, electric field at the surface of a conductor A divided by electric field at the surface of conductor B should equal to the potential of conductor A by radius of conductor A divided by potential of conductor B divided by radius of conductor B. This is equal to VA by VB into RB by RA. We have already told that under equilibrium condition, VA equal to VB, it is actually VB. So it will give, these will two cancel out at equilibrium condition. So EA by EB should equal to RB by RA, and RB is given 2 millimeter and RA is given 1 millimeter. So ratio of EA by EB is 2:1. Hence option C is the correct option.